Let's bring in NBC News legal analyst Misty Marris right now. Misty, did the defense really think he might walk out of this without any punishment whatsoever? And if so, did the defense come off worse than they expected or better than expected here?
I actually think this was a pretty big win for the defense. And I say that because the defense asked for 14 months, which would essentially mean Combs would go free after his time served. However, the probation department had recommended between 5 and 7 years. Prosecutors were looking for 11 years. So when push comes to shove, you're talking about a sentence that falls within the sentencing guidelines for the Mann Act. Because of this, the judge sentenced him on the high end of those guidelines, but didn't take into account all of the aggravating factors that prosecutors wanted him to look at, which could have increased the sentence significantly. So all things being said, this really falls squarely within sentencing guidelines for this type of conviction.
So this judge heard the whole case. He knew all of the evidence. He heard from all of the victims. And then today we heard from Combs's kids and we saw that PR video. I guess that didn't, or did that sway the judge at all? Or does he look at things less emotionally and more analytically?
Well, it's certainly something to be said that the judge that hands down the sentence is the judge that sat there throughout all of the trial. And he made those points when he was handing down the sentence to point out what was presented in evidence that weighed against Combs during the course of the case and why he was going to hand down a sentence that he says was harsh and was giving him hard time. Now, it's likely the judge had an idea of where he was going into the courtroom today. However, the idea of rehabilitation, remorse, and deterrence, that's what the court is looking at. And so certainly some of what we heard from Combs' family, those familial connections, as well as Combs' statement to the court, could have impacted where the judge ultimately landed.
Can I back up? I just need a 30-second answer here or less. Are you suggesting, and it seems to make sense, that the judge pretty much knew what he was going to do when he walked in there?
Yes, I think he did. No disparity in sentencing, looking at the guidelines, looking at the recommendations, and probably had a pretty good idea of where he was going to land.
Misty Harris, thank you. Sorry, Misty Marris. My apologies. Thank you very much.